All right, guys, we're back. Officially, we're here. So many ups and downs, so many trials and tribulations, but we're not going anywhere. We stay with it, we stay persistent, and we're here to still give you guys a show. Way longer or after hours than anticipated, but I hope that you guys don't hate me for it. We got a great show lined up for you guys here today. Let's see here. There we go. I'm just setting up some things here, guys. Bear with me. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Make sure I got all my ducks in a row. All right. Yep, we're good. We're live. I'm so happy. We're back at it again. All right. Guys, man, what is good? I appreciate you guys being patient with me today. I was really looking forward to this episode for many reasons. As you guys know, we here at Redcat offer a plethora of different, vehicles. And there's one vehicle that I really feel doesn't get the love that it deserves, right? And that brings us to the Redcat Wendigo. Now, we offer this bad boy in a ready-to-run fashion. It comes with a pretty hot, I think it's a 3300 kV brushless system, non-censored. Definitely set up to be more of a rock bouncer, rock racer type of scenario. I'm gonna flip it up because I feel that this Wendigo would make an amazing crawler. We've seen it. We've seen a lot of folks that do it, and they do some cool stuff with it. And this build, which we're going to be building over the next couple weeks, will be a build that we're actually going to take with us to a couple different trade shows. Proland by the Fire, because we're going to be there. The Autism Awareness Crawl in Northern California, we're going to be there. Las Vegas Super Show, we're going to be there. SEMA, we're going to be there. So we got a lot of plans for the rest of the year, and we want to make sure that we bring one of our products that's kind of done up and has some cool trinkets on it so that we can show it off. One of the best things about a kit over an RTR or ready to run product is that you can actually choose your electronics, what you choose to install into this product. So you're not set with whatever came from the factory. Sometimes it can be a little more costly, yes, because you're adding your transmitter, receiver, speed control, motor, all of your electronics, right? So because of that, it can be a little more of a costly investment. If you're someone like myself and a lot of other folks in the hobby, this may not be your only truck. So you may have a transmitter, a radio that may be able to take on more vehicles by adding an extra receiver to it. So it's cheaper to buy an additional receiver than it is to buy a complete radio and receiver combination. Because of that, a kit, in my opinion, has always been my favorite way to go. It allows you, the owner of the vehicle, to really kind of build it to your liking. The bodies come clear so that you can paint it the way you want, with the graphics that you want, making it unique to yourself, not having to stick to whatever everyone else has that bought one out of the box. Do I have plans for this? Yes, I do. I have a lot of plans, a lot of cool plans, in fact. And that's why I'm really excited. And I was kind of bummed that we're, an hour late into the stream to offer you guys what I think you guys rightfully deserved. So the Wendigo kit. The Wendigo kit was a vehicle that, in essence, first was offered as a ready-to-run product. It is a rock racer, rock bouncer, rock racer, and it is mimicked after a real one-to-one platform. It's a great product. I feel the amount of wheel speed that the motor that the ready to run comes with is a little excessive for what it is, for what this should have. So because of that, I'm going to actually remove some kilovolt out of the brushless and run something a little bit smaller, something more around the 23 to 2900 kilovolt system. In types of turn, I really couldn't tell you what the turn rate would be on those motors, but I think something of that nature on 2S, maybe even 3S, will be way more than enough wheel speed when you need it, but it would have the capability of crawling a lot better. Anytime that you run a brushless system with a sensor, you have more controllability, less cogging on low speed. It allows for smoother transitions when you're throttling. It's not just a real punchy on-off situation. So that's where I'm kind of going with that realm. For those of you guys that are in the market to either purchase a ready-to-run or a kit and aren't really sure which way you want to go, it's okay. It's okay to be at that point. It's okay to have those questions. It's okay to have that thought like, hey, where should I spend my money? What's going to give me the most bang for my buck? Because of that, I really wanted to highlight doing the kit because it would allow you guys to see what kind of goes into it, right? You buy a ready-to-run product, comes with a remote, right? It comes with a vehicle. You end up just buying a battery and you're off and you're running. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a great avenue for people that just started or just really gonna want to be simple or simplify their usage of the product. In my opinion, because I like to build things, I like to tinker, I like to have my tools out, out on the table, and my drill and all my stuff in my bag of tools. I like to build things, right? I like to be able to assemble them. And the reason for it is because I feel that the best way for you to understand your product, understand what it is to build it yourself. You tend to get a better idea overall of how it's built, why it's built that way. And this way, when you're out on a trail and something does happen to break, you put it together, you know where everything goes. So muscle memory kind of brings you back to be able to hopefully get back and running a lot quicker rather than kind of be stuck there and like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm gonna have to tear it apart. No, you know what? I know exactly what happened. I forgot to do this, or you know what? This screw backed out. Or sometimes you have a catastrophic failure or something, and you're, out of luck until you go down to the hobby shop, and that's okay too. It's totally normal. It's totally fine. That's a part of the hobby that I enjoy. That's a part of the hobby that is normal. Most folks like to think that because you bought a ready-to-run or a hobby-grade vehicle, that it's going to be indestructible towards during the whole test of time. Fortunately, that's not the case. It's a hobby-grade vehicle for a reason. It's because parts are offered to repair and replace them as they break, as opposed to something you buy from, the big name stores, toy stores, and what have you. They're going to be more of once they break, and that's it, right? Parts aren't really available on the shelf. So anytime you have a hobby-grade, ready-to-run project, definitely take it into consideration if it falls within your means to do so. Knowing that when you buy a kit, it does not come with any electronics. You have to supply them. The benefit to having a kit, in my opinion, and it's kind of happens to fall within the realms of all of the manufacturers, is you tend to get some upgraded parts inside of the kit that you normally don't get to see in a ready-to-run. Some manufacturers offer aluminum shocks over plastic shocks. Some of them offer, heavy-duty axles over the standard axles. Some of them might offer, steel gears in a transmission as opposed to, the standard plastic ones. So there's a lot of those little trinkets that kind of always tend to stand out when you're building a kit over buying a ready-to-run. Something as simple as like the ball ends on the rod ends being metal over plastic. All of these things add up, right? If you were to buy a ready-to-run and then buy all of these separate individualized hop-up parts, you'd be way over the price at that point. And then you also kind of miss out on the cool nostalgia part of you built it, you have a sense of pride, you're showing it off to your buddies. I painted that, I did that, I did this, I put that together. It's really a sense of pride that you get to take home every time that you build one. So keep that in mind as we go through this series. In this series, we're going to go over, here in a few minutes, the unboxing of this one. We're going to start the build process of this build itself. I will build as much as I can on camera. And there'll be some things that I may skip out on that might be frivolous or just not really attention seeking or shouldn't be attention seeking, kind of self-explanatory things. And then we'll get into the painting, right? I'll go over how to lay down graphics, what my techniques are for prepping your body for paint. All of these things are things that hopefully allow you, the person that may be a little nervous into getting into this side of the hobby, would feel a lot more comfortable doing so, because if this guy can do it, you know what I'm saying? You can do it. You can enjoy it. You can have a good time with it. Give me a second. Let me catch up on your guys' comments. I do apologize, guys. Man, what's good, Marcus? Jeff Ramos, how you doing? Brandon Tomey, brother, how you doing? Joshua Lambert, man, what's good, brother? Rich Campbell, what's up? Let's see who else we got in here. Does it needs to do why you want to turn it down? So Tim Grove, the reason why I want to turn it down is because I want to build this more to be a crawler rather than a rock racer. That's my approach. And running a 23 to 2900 kilovolt system on 3S as opposed to the standard 2S 3300 kilovolt system that might come in the ready to run, it's definitely going to be way more than enough wheel speed when I need it, but the adjustability to be able to crawl and creep at a really low speed and have that controllability without that cogging. That's why I'm gonna go that route. You don't have to go my route. You can definitely go the route that you please and fits your needs. That's just the way I want to go with this build, and just to kind of change it up a little bit. Let's see. Jeremiah, what's up, brother? Let's see. John Michael, what up? If I was starting, Danny, how you doing, brother? If I was starting with the ruck climbing, what truck would I prefer to start with? There's lots of options when it comes to that. Specifically to us, to the brand, the Redcat brand, the Gen 7 is a great entry-level platform for crawling that gives you that, I feel, the most out of your buck, that allows you to already have some really cool things like the BP chassis that already comes included in it, the BP electronics tray that comes included in it, and then you can, it's kind of already set for upgrades. Like a lot of parts would be interchangeable with a platform of that nature. The other one would be a Gen 8. Right? Ideally, if I had the money, I would buy an axe, because it comes with a Hobby Wing axe system. It's really, once you program it and you dial it in, which you can do with using Bluetooth on your phone, it really allows the crawlability portion of it to really go smooth. That's where I would start if I were you. If you really want to back it up even more so, you can really almost dumb it down and get like an Everest 10 or even a Danchi Ridge Rock, which we covered last week. Great entry-level products if you're just not sure if crawling is going to be something that really calls your name. What I have found is that most everyone that I've taken out crawling with me has always turned full circle, and next thing you know, they own 3 or 4 trucks before I even talk to them the next time, and that might be within a week. Brandon told me that's you. Let's see here. Yeah, right, Josh? Everest 10, it's a great starter. Absolutely. Everest 10 is a great platform to start with, just to get started into the crawling hobby and enjoy and have a good time with. And then you can go from there, If you already have tried crawling and you like it and you're going to enjoy it, then you probably want to potentially look at those options for like a Gen 7 Pro, Gen 8 V2, or even the Gen 8 Axe. And then who knows? We might have some really cool stuff coming out in the near future, because we're not done this year. We got some great stuff coming out. Do we have more crawlers? Yeah, I can't tell you. I'm not sure. But we have some cool stuff that we're going to show you that I do know about that's in here, and I just can't share with you guys yet. But it's awesome. Let's see here. Definitely be rare. Can't probably. Okay. Right on, Danny. Well, definitely check out the website. There's plenty of YouTube videos on all of those platforms through Redcat, and find the one that fits your need, brother, man. I hope, and if you have any questions, reach out. We're always happy to help. Eric Sarceno, what's up, Mono Black Turtle Garage in the house? I've not. I've never built a super cool crawler yet. I've always just, kind of just gone with what's on the shelf, you know, no big deal. But really, guys, all right, so let's open this bad boy up. Let's see what's inside of it. Again, today's episode highlights the beginning build of the Wendigo kit, and I'm going to be giving you guys my rendition version of this build using a brushless censored system and a little bit higher powered servo as well, and some custom paint work. So it's going to be a multi-week project. We're going to build it as we go. I do need your guys' help, everyone that's involved, everyone that's in the chat. I need a name for this thing. What are we going to name this bad boy? And please keep it keep it PG-13 at minimum, or NC-17, because this is a name that's going to be shared as we continue posting. So the Redcat Wendigo kit. Here we go. All right. So, man, how many crawlers I got in the house, man? Are you guys, do I got any diehards out there? I've never crawled before. You know, I mean, usually I do, but it's usually, you know, on the ground. Yeah. I think they're kind of cool, you know, crawler scene. You know, I'm not really into it, you know. So tell me what you think, guys, realistically. And I'm joking. I'm a big crawler geek. So one of the coolest things that you'll find when you open up the box is pretty much a bunch of parts, literally, right? I'm gonna add another screen here, guys. Give me 1 second. Boom. So this is the where the magic happens. All right. So one really cool aspect that I feel that I really enjoyed is that they come with these really cool IROC Interco licensed super swampers, and you guys can see the meats on these bad boys. They're maney, right? These are 2.2s, which, let's face it, for a crawling aspect, in my opinion, I personally like and enjoy the 1.9 scene more than the 2.2 scene. But this is a little bit of a different beast. I want this to be a crawler slash, you know, rock racer, somewhere that meets that happy in between, that gives you the best of both worlds, so that you can enjoy slow crawling and or fast pace bashing, you know, rock racing type of stuff. So yeah, pretty gnarly knobbies, really well spaced in between. I've used these tires before on another build for fun, just to try and get to know them. They do really good in sand. They do really good in loose dirt. On the rocks, I think once they break in and they soften up, they'll definitely do a lot better as you go. So obviously you get 4 llantas, 4 tires, right? They do include the wheels as well, and this is another aspect that a lot of people inside of the RC hobby just don't have a lot of experience in, which is how to properly glue tires. Well, because I am who I am and I don't like leaving anything stock, and although these are really beautiful wheels, which these are the Raceline wheels, they are in essence glue-ons. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go with some bead locks so that we can have the capability of taking these off and putting them on as needed and as we go. But yeah, beautiful wheels in my opinion. I like them. I kind of wish they were bead locks. I think they'd be over the top. But really good looking wheel overall. You do have 4 of these bad boys, and obviously as you put them in, just to show you guys how easy these things go on, you go down to your local hobby shop, ask them for some tire glue. They'll run you down the aisle and show you 2 or 3 different brands. There's 1 or 2 brands that come with an applicator, which is a little straw, so that you can get the glue inside of the bead. Try to go with that style if it's your first time gluing them. That's in essence what it would look like mounted on there. And what happens is that the lip on the tires, which you have one on the inside, one on the outside there, as you guys can see, allows that bead to sit in these individualized grooves. Great, aspect. It's something that we've seen for years. It's nothing new, but that's in essence where your glue sits inside of these grooves, attaching this ridged lip in that groove and not allowing it to come out. Because we're going to be running this bad boy on 2 and 3S at times, you tend to get a lot of ballooning, with power and how it comes out. So that's why I'm going to probably go with some bead locks on this build, so that we can kind of avoid those kind of catastrophes as we go. So yeah, you obviously get your wheels and tires. Those are all ready to go. Let's see. You have your parts bags, all right? One cool thing is that all these part bags are labeled. So you have your P1, followed by your P2, your P3, where else? Where were we? Yep, P3. These are your A bag. This will have your axles, your shafts. One really cool thing about the Wendigo, when it comes in the kit, it comes with the heavy duty axles. It does come with these steel rods that go inside of the axles themselves to stiffen them up, which I think is pretty cool. When you have your transmission gears, you have every single individual baggie is labeled so that as you follow the owner's manual, you should be able to kind of follow along as you go, grab your bag as needed, build it, and go from there. So it really is that simple. It's just like following instructions, I personally like to, play a movie in the background, watch TV, play some music, throw my headphones on, and just start building. It really is one of those things that I love doing. Building is something that I feel I get a lot of reprieve from. The last thing that this thing comes with is this clear body, right? You guys can see it right. There you go. There's the body. And in my opinion, I actually really do dig this body. Kind of has a Bronco feel to it, although I'm not a big Ford fan. I gotta admit, I like Broncos. They're pretty dope. You didn't hear it from me. Don't quote me on that. If anyone asks, I will deny it. I never thought any Ford vehicle was cool. So, but yeah, so ideas for the paint on this. Ideas for the paint are pretty simple, in my opinion. I'm going to be doing a 3-color palette where we'll be, in essence, painting half of the car down kind of a grayish, light gray color, two-tone, and then the top will be black, and then there will be some decals that I will be putting on, which I'm going to be cutting using a Cricut machine that I have at home. Not a lot of you guys have those. I understand that. It's not something that anyone has laying around, but if you have any buddies, then you would know at that point that more than likely you'll be able to, reach out and be like, hey, dude, can you cut me some stickers? And that's kind of where it goes. Now, to split the two-tone colors from the black to the gray, you can do a couple things. You can tape down the middle to separate the colors. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to do something that's going to be a little more user-friendly, I should say, easier for you to do at home. Doesn't require a ton of skill, in my opinion. Just have fun with. And we're going to do kind of like a tearing of the paint effect as it goes down. So that is going to be the paint scheme that I chose. I have the paint on order, so that should be another great attribute to this build. In the owner's manual, let's see here. Ooh, we got frame rails. What is this? Ooh. Another cool thing, I didn't even notice this. This is the top right here. And this goes to on the top of the body itself, and it is clear. So we have a chance or choice to either paint this, maybe inlay a graphic that we want, that we can then spray it black, peel the graphic off, and it'll be clear, transparent through the graphic. That's an option, really easy and simple to do. When it comes to painting, it really just is reverse stenciling, right? Another option that we might do is maybe I'll just tint it, you know, so that it has like that sunroof tint feel to it. So some options. So, you know, just food for thought. Let's see where we're at. To me, I was buying those cars, gotta leave. Right, right. Never crawled one. My son, I agree. The Ford thing, I love it. I'm sorry, guys. It's an ongoing joke between friends. So, in the owner's manual, let's open this bad boy up. The tint, yeah, I think, Josh, I agree, man. I think the tint might be something pretty cool to play around with. I agree. We're getting the full Scout 2-body back to stock. The full Scout 2-body, you know, Andrew, what I suggest is going on the website and literally just signing yourself up for a notification, and they'll let you know as soon as they come in. We got a lot of containers on the way. We got a lot of parts coming, and they're just kind of making their way slowly across the sea. So just stay tuned, bear with us. We know a lot of you guys have been more than patient with us as you guys wait for parts. Just trust me, they're coming. I just wish, you know, like Superman, I can just go over there and pick them up, bring them back and fly back and forth, you know, and make that happen for you guys. But I do apologize. Ooh, Arizona Reaper. Is that a name for it? Arizona Reaper? Ooh. Not a bad name. All right. All right. Let's see. So Eric, you now know the color scheme. It'll be red logos, red script, black top, gray bottom. So now you know the color scheme, and that it's kind of going to go in essence with the decal sheet, right? On the decal sheet, as you guys can see, we have some diamond plate color here, some black, some red, and I really wanted to use those colors to make them pop when I build this thing. Center console, you even have gauges here. This thing does come with a mountable GPS little system that you put on, and you guys can see the GPS map right there. So, you know, cool stuff in essence. I love the sticker sheet. I think they did a really great job on that. So let's put that off to the side, and let's start with the basics, guys. I like the Reaper, guys. It seems like I keep hearing the Reaper as a name. So I got 2 votes for the Reaper at some point. It might be the Arizona Reaper. It might be Oscar's Reaper. It might be the Redcat Reaper. El Gato. Oh, Reaper the Gato. Yeah, Reaper the Cat. Reaper the Cat. Dude, I'm really... It's been a long day, guys. It really has. So in bag A, as you guys can see, one of the things, and probably want to see it like, you guys see it? Yeah, that's good. They want to start building the axles. So very simply labeled, bag A, plastic bag 1. So we're going to go with bag A, which is right here, and plastic bag 1. So we have the 2 things that are being requested of us to build this bad boy at this time. So we'll open this up, and then we'll get into it. So bag A, let's open this up. It looks like they want me to build the differentials first. The Redcat Reaper has a nice ring to it. I dig it, bro. I dig it. All right, guys. These are those steel tubes I was telling you about, the metal tubes, the sleeves that go inside of the axles themselves, and they do offer a bit more support. Please, 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 please keep track that these axles have one side for each. You do not want to put the wrong ones in the wrong axle. It is a major pain, and I've seen a lot of people struggle with that. So whenever you build this specific kit, That's, you know, something that I've noticed and I've seen a lot of people have an issue with. So let's see here. Let's see, what do we have? Do we have any Loctite? That's shock oil. More gears. These are links there. And, you know, I'm the kind of person that I like to just kind of lay everything out for myself. So I know where I'm at. I know what I'm building. Go from there. So let's open this bad boy up. This will be the 2 spools for the differential. So you have one and 2, like that, okay? Gonna need to open some bearings, 2 sets of bearings, 1 for each one. So we'll start with 1. And again, guys, we got about 20 minutes, so I'm going to start seeing if I can build at least one of these axles at this point. And then we'll just have to progress going into next week as we go. But again, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I know that today didn't really go as planned, and man, you guys stuck with me, and I appreciate that. It means more than words can ever express. Let's see here. So we got, looks like that. This bad boy is going to go like this. All right, we're going to take our 1.5 so that we can secure the ring onto the spool. So the Reaper, huh? That's where we're at, guys? I can dig it. All right. It's smaller than a 1.5. So let's get these in here. What do you guys think about the color scheme? You guys dig it? You guys think it's okay? It's doable? Let's see my arsenal of tools here. That bad boy is super tiny. And that's another thing too, guys. You know, I always stress, you know, for those new folks, don't spend your money twice. You know, try to spend it once. And by that I mean buy a set of good quality tools, whether it's the MIP drivers that are out there, or even the drivers that we have for the like Reefs RC cells, another nice set. Vanquish cells, a really good set as well. There's lots of them out there, guys. So keep that in mind, you know. You got it, Danny, man. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, brother. Marcus, I may be in Arizona, but my heart is in California, bro. So, all right. So it looks like I'm going to have to get a couple more tools. I was not expecting something that small. Interesting. You know, generally speaking, a lot of the time we end up with about 1.5 millimeter or 2 millimeter, sometimes a 1.5 millimeter or 2 millimeter or 2.5. It's always been kind of the norm in that essence. So, yeah, this one's a little bit smaller than I was ready for. So, bearings wise, let's see. Go with that there, that, And you literally, as you guys are following, the set, you end up, in essence, building things, right? You're building, you're putting things together, parts are flying. So what I like to do is when I take something off of a tree, kind of a great thing is I like to get my knife, and sometimes you get left with a little bit of, lag or plastic. I just like going in there and just kind of cleaning it up, making it so that it's nice and clean. Kind of paying attention to those details, I feel goes a very long way towards the end of the build when things are finally all coming together, right? So this bad boy sits just like that. Yep. Boom. So you can see the bearings sit in these cups on either side, so that when we have the pinion here with the bearing on it, is that the right one, huh? That feels like butter. So you guys can see I installed the bearing on the pinion. It'll slide in here. And it should have one on the back end as well. And the back one will be the smaller of the two. There. So you guys can see it bearing on both sides. That's actually a really good feeling diff. And I love that they use an aluminum spool on the housing. I think that's really nice. Bad boy falls in there, and as you turn it, hold it, you can see it turning. See, it's like butter, man. I love it. That's the way builds should be, right? Brings me to another crucial point. When you're building axles and anything of this nature, it's always good to use a good quality grease. Cal RC Performance Products sells a great grease that they offer. It's great stuff, don't get me wrong. I've been using marine grease on all of my gear, meshing, whether it be differentials or transmissions. You don't want to overpack them, but you want to put some in. And because of that, I'm going to probably shut it down here in a few, because I want to make sure that as we build these, I give you guys the right tidbit of information, as well as I got to use a little bit of Loctite. But I wanted to give you guys an idea as you go and as you're building what you guys are going to want to start doing, right? Even the book stresses to please use some Loctite on this hardware. When you're inside of a differential like this and you don't use Loctite and you don't do these types of things, it tends to, it could cause you problems, right? Screw backs out, it would suck to have to take the whole differential apart. So building these right the first time is always crucial in my opinion, and taking your time to do so is always, the way to go. So I know I was really late on you guys today, and I really do appreciate all the support and the fact that you guys, hung out and are going to join me on this build. I hope that this build excites you a little bit as it does me. I'm by no means an expert painter, expert builder, or anything like that. I just am someone that loves the hobby, and I eat, sleep, drink RCs. So, I mean, whatever, if it's got a remote, I'm playing with it. I'm having a good time with it, right? Including the TV, right? So, let's see. Marcus Jennings finally got a good set of tools a couple months ago. I'm telling you, man, getting a good set of tools is super important. I used to spend a ton of money when the Snap-on truck would come by my work when I worked in automotive, and I buy, a Snap-on set, and they wouldn't last. And I would be like, man, what the heck, Honestly, I think the best quality drivers you can ever ask for would be the MIP nut drivers. The MIP drivers have had the best luck ever with. They stand the test of time and they last for years. So definitely don't skip out when it comes to tools. There's some decent starter kits that you can get here and there. I've gone through a lot of the starter sets, but ever since, I want to say maybe 4 years ago when I bought MIPs, I haven't had to replace them. The ones that I would buy from Amazon, I would tend to replace them at least once a year. I would wrench that much. Even now, I'm wrenching all the time. And I'm at that point where I have to keep a set of tools here with me at work, and then I have a whole nother set of tools for work that I do at home on my personal truck. So with that said, let me see. Andrew Scott, yes, it is a Wendigo kit. At this time, we're dubbing it the Reaper. And the Wendigo, the Arizona Wendigo Reaper, coming to a theater near you. Right when you thought that the trails were safe, a wild Wendigo comes out and attacks. I'm sorry, I'm a goofball. But yeah, so with that said, guys, I appreciate you guys. This is going to be a fun build. Stay with me. Next week, we'll be at a better time again, and we'll be able to build a little bit more. I'll extend next week's session a little bit so that we can make up for the time lost today. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate you guys. Now you guys know why I chose a kit over an RTR, what my thoughts are for this build, making it more of a crawler over a rock racer, put something that can still handle some rock racing as needed, especially when we pump up to some 3S power. So stay tuned, don't miss out. The Wendigo Reaper, unofficially named the Wendigo Reaper, is going to be a great build. So we should have it wrapped up in hopefully the next couple weeks, and we look forward to your guys' input. Thank you guys so much for helping me name it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this, and I hope that next week we can get a really good jump start on building these things even more so. But for now, man, from all of us here at Redcat, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys all have a blessed evening, and we'll see you guys on the trails here very soon.